have been told that when I go off script, I start speaking a little bit too fast. So I'm going to try very hard to take things slower today. As many of you may know, I've got a pretty big event coming up in December. It originally was scheduled for Santiago, Chile, and because of all of the protests and mass demonstrations, it got moved to Madrid, Spain. But I am going to be going to a UN convention, specifically on environmental issues, climate, pollution, pretty much anything that affects the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, and the temperature of the air that we live in. This is going to be a convention with tens of thousands of diplomats, policymakers, world leaders, NGOs, governmental organizations of all kinds are going to be meeting in Madrid to get together and to talk about these issues and the solutions for some of these issues going forward in a way that doesn't crash our economy and tank the world order. This is the 25th one. It's called COP, C-O-P. So it's the 25th one of these. There have been many of them before. Some of you are familiar with the Kyoto Protocol and things like that. So this is in a long history of awareness of these issues and taking steps to change them. So I am not with an NGO, I am not with the government, I am not a world leader, unfortunately, I am not a diplomat. So why am I going? Well, this was the first year it's ever been started. A group of Christians got together and said, we need to have Christians present at the table. We need to be there, we need to see what's going on, we need to participate. So this is the first year ever. It's called the C-COP. So it's the Christian COP. And it is a collection of people from North and South America. We have many people from Canada, many from America, many from South America, including Argentina and some of the surrounding countries that have all raised funds and are going to Madrid to make sure that we have a Christian presence there. And one of the big questions that when you join the program, they asked was, why? What does being a Christian bring to the table? And that is a question that I actually struggled with a little bit, because we're not going there to convert them, we're not going to pass out tracts, we're going to participate at the table. And so the question is, what does being a Christian bring to the table, is one that really I didn't have an immediate answer to. Obviously, I care very passionately about my faith. Obviously, I think faith is very important. But when it comes to sitting around and getting things done, what does being a Christian bring to the table? And it's something that I really had to think on for a couple weeks. And what I decided on was Hebrews 11:1. Many of you probably are familiar with this, but Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. There are many problems in the world. There are many, many things going on that we don't understand, that we are uncomfortable with, that we don't like, that we don't see solutions for. Some of them are political, some of them are environmental, some of them are economics, social, you name it. And it's very easy to lose sight of the fact that there are people working on some of these issues. But it's also kind of depressing to think that we may lose. There's many points in history where humans did not come out the best. There's many points in history where a problem presented itself and we just fell over flat. And so for me, what Christians bring to the table and what this passage is talking about is hope. There are no guarantees that anything is going to happen. But being a Christian, me being there, I have the ability to have my eyes on the future. And I have the ability to have confidence that God has everything in his control. And I have the ability to share that with other people. Because sometimes even the policymakers get depressed with these issues. I have some friends that are actively involved, and it's easy to lose hope. And what being a Christian does, and with a collection of people from all over the Western Hemisphere being there, we have the opportunity to say there is hope, and we know why there's hope, and it's because we have God on our side. And that doesn't mean that every problem is going to fix itself, but it does mean that when we work to fix the problems, God's going to be with us. So this week's sermon is entitled Discovering and Using Our Abilities. Now, I'm not going to be giving that sermon, but given that I am going to be going, it made me think about what some of my abilities that I've discovered are. As many of you may know, my dad has a PhD in ecology. My mom majored in biology for a while. We all were missionaries overseas for over a decade. And that's a connection that a lot of people don't like to make. Religion and science, how does that work together? Well, my family can attest that it actually works together quite well. I believe that religion and science reinforce each other, not conflict. And so one of my abilities that I've discovered over the years is that I'm pretty good as a bridge between worlds that don't seem to connect. I've had a lot of experience living in America. I've had a lot of experience living overseas. I have a lot of experience with different cultures. I have a lot of experience with science. I have a lot of experience with religion. I've had experience as a refugee. I've had experience as a middle-class American. I've had experience in poverty that you can't even imagine. And what all of that has done is given me the ability to bridge those worlds. So for me, I believe one of my best abilities is a bridge. And so when I go to Madrid in 3 weeks, about 3 weeks, I'm going to be bringing a bridge. I'm going to be bringing a little bit of Christianity and hope to the people there. And when I come back, I'm going to be bringing a little bit of the science and the policies back here. So that is what's coming up. I'm very excited. I would appreciate prayers. And very, very grateful to be a part of this fantastic opportunity. Thank you.